Welcome to the Informed and Oblivious podcast, episode 37. I'm Teenage Dirtbag Phil, and this is Someday Raymond.
Nice.
I was like, which one should I go with? Yeah. Because as we were discussing before we started, at an undisclosed date, but soon in the future, we're going to be able to see Weedus and Sugar Ray in concert. If you know, you know.
It's gonna be a good time,
dude. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be wild. You know what's gonna be the wild part is it's gonna be a bunch of fucking millennials and Gen X going nuts.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm here for. I was like, this is gonna be degenerate.
You know, it would be a fun show. It would, if it was like Weedus and like Fountains of Wayne or something like that. Like that would be so good.
Yeah, dude. The amount of Sugar Ray songs like that, like I was like, oh, that's Sugar Ray too. Because one of the guys at work was like, I don't know if I'm like, you would know Sugar Ray songs if you heard it. And then he's like, oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah, well,
that one.
My understanding is that their biggest ones were like huge deviations from their typical music, right?
No, I feel like that was Weedus. I feel like Teenage Dirtbag is like not like how regular Weedus songs are.
Maybe I'm not thinking of Sugar Ray then, because I remember seeing an interview of one like they had made a song that was like outside of what they wanted to do because that's what the label wanted, and that's the one that blew up. And they're like, God damn it!
No, because playing a couple of their songs, I think the
no, okay,
I think they're
I
pretty
must be
brand.
thinking about somebody else then.
Yeah, generic band from the 90s.
Was it not Sugar Ray that did? Because I think the song they were talking about was Butterfly.
Maybe that might be a departure. But so I will list you off the Sugar Ray songs because it was before. Let me make sure my volume's down so it'll get us copyright struck. Sugar Ray,
Fly every morning.
Yep.
Escape.
Someday, when it's over. Like I feel like all of those songs are very like
it's all
similar.
That's all in the same. Yeah, I don't see Butterfly listed here. So who did Butterfly?
Butterfly. Come on, Butterfly. Sugar. Baby.
Crazy Town. Butterfly was Crazy Town.
Yeah, that sounds like that would probably be because I don't know Crazy Town for anything else, so that probably that would make sense. But, like, Weedus was, like, the one where, like, okay, I know Teenage Dirtbag. I feel like Christmas Dirtbag is just their Christmas version of that song. But then, like, I'm, like, looking at, like, all their other, like big song here.
Imagine being able to
like,
build an
punk
app
ass
with your
bitch. I
name
was like,
on
I don't know that.
just by thinking
Lemonade,
about it.
I don't know
Meet
that.
Base 44.
Leroy, I don't know that. Playing, like, commercials over there.
Because I don't have ad blocker on my YouTube.
Careful, buddy. You can only play like 10 seconds.
I only play 5 seconds. Relax.
Okay,
I wasn't going to do it.
Don't get us copyright strike before we're even big enough to like.
Just wanted to let you hear what song that was.
I know what song it is.
Okay.
I can hear it in my head.
Mistletoe in January?
Maybe I know that one. Sunshine by Weedus.
Like a test full of obstacles that seem almost impossible.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's the other Crazy Town. So
yeah.
It doesn't sound quite the same.
But it's funny that Weedus is opening for. Well, actually, I guess it kind of makes sense. Weedus is opening for Sugar Ray, which is hilarious.
Are they? Do they call it opening or are they co-headlining?
No, they're opening.
Okay.
And then the headline goes on. So they start at 2:30, and then Sugar Ray goes on at 5. Well,
so who's
because the
between
whole
them?
place closes at 9. Huh?
Is there anybody between them or
No.
Okay.
Between them is copious amounts of alcohol. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fucking nuts. I'm here for it. Oh, and after all this stuff is done, if you stick around long enough, they're doing a fireworks show after.
Nice. Fucking in my Japanese lesson today, I found out the word for fireworks, but it confused me at first. because so the flower is hana in Japanese, is flower. And then they didn't teach me the word for firework first. They did one of the ones where they just like put a new word in the sentence and like figure it
guess
out.
What it is. Yeah.
And so fireworks is hanabi. So there's hana and then there's hanabi. So there's a hana and then I'm like, the fuck does this sentence got to do with flowers? I'm like, oh no, okay. It makes sense. Flowers, fireworks. But
is bee fire?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because I feel like fire would like, or flower. You know what I mean? Would make sense.
I can refer to meaning beauty, maybe.
Beautiful flower.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing in here that's gonna be.
Maybe search like where firework comes from in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire.
B equals fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Screw you, Google, in your first AI search, not telling us that B means fire.
6 other words, not fire.
Yeah. B means this. Oh, it looks like B means fire. Why? Why would you do that? Probably an instance of the like those fuckers that do the TikTok where he's just like going over like, what's the Japanese word for this? What's the Japanese word for this? And it's just like all the same word.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what would you say is like the equivalent of our like buffalo.
I love that.
I think that was the right amount of buffalo.
You can do it with either 7 or 11.
Why are you staring at me like that right now, Guinness?
He wants you to pet him.
No, he's staring because...
Or you're in his way for the...
I'm not
window.
in his way. He's in my way. He's staring at me because he wants you to like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification bell, share the show with everyone you know. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and occasionally the Tiki-Taki. But yeah, today's just gonna be a random episode. There's too much shit going on in the world. I don't feel like talking about it. Well, it's more of the same shit, really. Things are escalating about like everything, and it's so funny. Everybody's like so focused on Greenland, they're not talking about anything else. But it's like it's looking like it's gonna happen. Because the latest thing that I saw today with that is Trump's like, if you don't agree with us taking Greenland, we're raising tariffs on you.
One of the engineers brought it up last night when I was in one of the rooms, but he was like angry about it the other way, and I just dipped out of that conversation as quick as I could. Like, I don't need to be causing trouble here right now.
Like, listen, I'm not either way about it, but like, I'm just like, it's very funny getting lectured from the continent that is known for colonizing other places about, no, you can't do that, while simultaneously still holding the colony that is Greenland. I'm like, wait a second, what do you mean we can't do that? It's like, no, you can't do that. Why? Well,
they're a sovereign country. Well, sorta.
Yeah.
I mean, we still kind of own them.
Yeah. But also, like, I don't know how to say this without like sounding like mean about it, but like, can we set like a size limit on like what's a sovereign nation? Because by that fucking definition of like 50,000 people, our hometown's like a sovereign nation. Like, what are we saying here? Like, yes, they have a lot of land, but they're like, it's almost uninhabitable by that by that token. And they're like, where do we draw the line? There, that's probably where we draw the line. Like, what are you saying right now?
But like, also, like you said, the entire world, especially Europe, has a history of conquering. And even our own country, with the people mad about it, how the fuck do you think we have all the land we have now? We bought some of it.
Yeah. We bought
the majority of it. We just walked in and said, hey, this is ours now.
Yeah,
and the people that disagreed had a problem.
We bought a pretty large portion of it, actually. I'm just looking up. 1 second.
Are you looking up 1 second?
Yeah.
1 second
because
is
I want
unit
this
of
by
time.
comparison of like how like shit Greenland is by comparison. Okay, to put this by comparison because I think Greenland is like like way bigger because they said we'll get a 20% increase in the land mass that we have if we get Greenland.
Really?
Yeah.
Greenland is that big?
Yeah. By
Holy
comparison, shit. Alaska, which is the biggest state, Alaska has a population of 7,000 or 741,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, let me see how much bigger is Greenland than Alaska. Yeah, Greenland is 46% larger than Alaska in land area.
I didn't know it was that big.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Alaska has like a little under 1 million people. Greenland has 50,000 people. And we're going to like act like this matters. Like, what are we saying? Like, literally people are only upset because it's so fucking big. If Greenland was like the size, well, because we bought them from Denmark. If Greenland was the size of the Virgin Islands, no one would give a shit.
I mean,
they really wouldn't.
People like to be mad about everything.
You want to know how I know they wouldn't give a shit?
How?
Because Epstein's Island is one of the islands in the fucking Virgin Islands, and nobody gave a fuck that he owned that island. It was for sale.
Was it inhabited?
I think there was a couple people on it beforehand.
So he bought them and kicked them off their own island?
Because like I know it's part of the Virgin Islands because that's why people like were looking into it before, and they were like, well, what are the laws there? It's like, not a good look, but. 2, turns out the laws are the laws of the U.S. because it's a fucking U.S. territory. Yep. So get fucked. But yeah. Again, to my point, this is how I know it's all about the size of the land, not the fucking fact that like it's a sovereign nation. The population of the U.S. Virgin Islands is estimated at 84,000 people, and nobody gave a fuck when we bought that from Denmark. Literally, the same country sold us that.
And, they were owned by Denmark previously?
Yes, okay. Yeah, and Denmark's
when was
like.
This? When did we acquire the Virgin Islands?
Before World War I, because Denmark's like they're not making us money because you didn't play Anno with us, but fucking you played Civ. Anno's kind of the same way, and in Anno you start in the old world, which is fucking Europe, and then you go to the new world, which is the Caribbeans, and you rob it of its resources. So the Virgin Islands was a Caribbean island. That Denmark was like, we grabbed that land a little bit too late and they can't make shit. So here, you have it. I'm not even kidding.
Okay.
And then they're subsidizing.
But that was when they wanted to sell. This they don't want to sell.
Yeah, but
I think if we said, hey, we want to buy Greenland, and they were like, yeah, okay, you can buy it, no one would care.
No, we are trying to buy it.
Yeah, but they don't want to. That's the problem. If they wanted to sell it and we wanted to buy it, I don't think anybody would give a shit. The problem is it's contentious.
Yeah, because there's white people living there. That's the only reason why they care. and people will be like, that's fucked up to say. No, it's not. When you look up the reasons why Greenland doesn't want to sell because they're like, oh, well, the people of Greenland are Danish citizens. It's like, yeah, so are the people of the Virgin Islands when you fucking sold that one too. And they're like, oh, well, we have huge ancestral ties to Greenland. AKA, there's white people there. They didn't have the fucking white people of the Virgin Islands, so they were like, we don't fuck it. You take them. You take those fucking indigenous Caribbeans, whatever the fuck they are now.
Shit about,
actually
fucking land lines and all that has changed in the last 100 years a little bit.
Yeah, no, but the fucks that benefited from it. That's the thing that kills me. They're like, okay, this is how we got to the top, but now that you're at the top, the rules have changed. Whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean the rules have changed? No, you can't do that. Bad.
You wanted that area and then you took it. And then you wanted that area and then you took it. and then you wanted that area, and then you took it.
Yeah.
And people complained, so you gave a little bit of it back.
Yeah, it's like you stretched yourself out too thin. It's like this wouldn't be stretching ourselves out too thin. It's literally next door.
Yeah. You took area when you had to sail across the sea to get it.
Yeah. This is in the Americas like hemisphere right now. Fuck off over there, Europe. Mind your business. It's not like we're going over and like being like, yeah, we want fucking Ireland.
I also had no idea that Greenland was on our side.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's how they're like the Vikings discovered America first. Of course they did. They were in fucking Greenland.
Yeah, I had no idea it was on our side of the pond. What?
I don't know how you didn't know that, but yeah. It's over here. Fuck them. Like it's not even that like far away. I'm gonna look that one up. How far is Greenland from Maine? Because Maine would be the closest one. I don't want a flight. Greenland from Maine is... Fuck you in the bullshit there. I don't want kilometers. The distance between Greenland and Maine is 498 miles.
That's it, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
How far Greenland from the UK? I'm gonna go look up from Russia because it's the Arctic. The Arctic like kind of fucks that up. Yeah, the shortest border to border distance from Greenland to the UK is 879 miles. So double the distance from them to Maine.
Gotcha.
Canada's going to be closer. Like Canada's like a lot closer. And even then if the plot twist was like Canada's like we want to buy it, I'd be like that's fine.
Can I get a decent
I'd rather have
map
Canada
available?
do it.
Oh, these suck.
Yeah, why do you have ads on your maps? It's because you're looking at the flat map. That's why your perspective of like where Greenland is and size and everything is skewed. If you look at a globe, like you'll realize that like Greenland's like actually like pretty fucking close. I'm surprised Google Maps doesn't have like a 3D globe. You could buy the globe from Walmart.
Actually, that's a good point. Can I just...
Yeah, there you go. 3D interactive. But blam.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, see Greenland up there? That's Greenland, buddy.
Gotcha.
So Canada's really fucking close. We want it strategically. There's Iceland.
That one's Iceland. Okay.
Iceland's closer to them, and Iceland actually has seasons. Greenland, the reason why their population is so small is because there's almost no livable area, and they can't grow anything because it's perpetually in fucking ice.
Hey, where'd the globe go?
Yeah, we'd bring population and industry there. Because we need the all of this is in a move to make us mineral independent from China, basically. And because you see that waterway that's up there, that's thawing out, and when that waterway is thawed out, it'll make transportation between there for the Atlantic and Pacific shorter and more efficient than transportation through Panama.
Ah, okay.
So we really wanted to protect those shipping lanes as well.
And there's Russia.
Yeah, well, once that thaws out, Russia's going to go after that because historically, what has Russia wanted? The ports down there in the Baltic so that it can get to the shipping lanes. That's why it's after like fucking Ukraine right now because it wants all those shipping ports.
Yeah, it definitely did. basically only ever look at, like you said, the flat maps.
You're like, it's all the way over here. It's like,
it's really fucking with my perspective over here, actually looking at the globe. Like,
Greenland's basically an island of Canada, if you really want to think about it that way.
And I've always pictured, having to go left or right towards Russia, not just fucking up and over.
Yeah, well,
it's much closer that way.
Because we didn't buy Alaska from Canada. We bought Alaska from Russia. Yeah. Alaska was a Russian territory. And they're literally right there, as what's-her-face said. I could see Russia from my backyard. What was that stupid bitch? The one that was McCain's VP? The Alaska girl?
I don't remember.
Look that up.
And I know I didn't spell that right. Fuck off.
Yeah, that bitch.
Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
That's right.
Miss Alaska. She was hot back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Well, yeah, but that's why when she said dumb shit, I was like, yeah, that tracks. And for those of you that are like, that's sexist, it's not sexist. Pretty privilege goes both ways. Usually if you're a pretty attractive man, you also say some very dumb shit.
I mean, hot's a stretch. She was all right.
Did you search the Miss Alaska days? She's like 80s hot, dude. She looked all right back then, dude. It's crazy that like back then the swimwear thing was a one.
Yeah, well. I didn't even know she was Miss Alaska.
She's so old, it's black and white photos, dude. You know you're old when your hot days are black and white.
You see clips of like the comedians and stuff being like, yo, I saw a picture of my grandma when she was young. Yo, grandma was hot.
Well, yeah, of course. How do you think you came into existence? Sometimes it's shotgun weddings and you can tell, but like you're like looking back at your grandparents or your parents and you're like, man, I fucked up. Because you know them later. You know after they've won the game and they let themselves go. Mm-hmm. You don't know them like in their prime when they were out there on the prowl. And you're like, God damn, I fucked up. Like all these centuries of genetics being passed on to end at me.
Yeah. And with us, it's literally going to end at us.
Yeah, probably. Fuck it. Who cares? The world's going to end first. It'll be fine. But yeah. So the Greenland squeeze is happening hard. It's being squoze. Mm-hmm. So and people are like, "Are we seriously going to do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are because we sent the VP and the fucking the head of state. So we sent JD Vance and Marco Rubio out there, and then after they left, we've sent several congressmen out there too. Like this is going to happen. I'm indifferent to it. Like, I don't really give a shit either way. But like, if people think it's not gonna happen, like, you're crazy. This shit is gonna go down. It's definitely gonna happen. And if people don't understand why, it's because this year, it's like he woke the fuck up. I don't know what's going on, but basically, somebody must have Trump must have been like, what do I need to do to win the midterms? And they were like, you need to make everything more affordable. And he's like, got it. So we get the fucking Venezuela for the oil. We get Greenland for like the minerals and the fucking the port toll, which will also like bring money back into our fucking economy. And there's some oil up there, though not as much as Venezuela. He's going after making healthcare more affordable. He's going after making housing more affordable. Like I'm like, where the fuck was this the first year, bitch?
Lowering credit cards, although. Half of that, he's got nothing to do with,
the cap. I forgot about that. The cap on credit cards is supposed to go in on the 20th. Are you ready to get your credit cards canceled?
How is that actually? Like, where's the authority for to do that though?
I guess he has it.
My understanding is that he does not, and they're like, "What? Why are you saying they have to do this?"
Yeah, but they'd have to challenge it first. And here's the thing: the Supreme Court upheld the fact that, like, while that shit's being challenged, it's in effect.
Okay.
So, like, because of all the stupid shit that these little judges kept doing of, like, blocking deportation efforts, like, left and right, they're like, no, you can't fucking do that. Like, you don't have the power to stop the president. We have the power to stop the president. So they might try to, like, rush it through, like, an emergency judgment to the Supreme Court, but it's still got to be heard and seen. And they haven't even heard and seen the tariff case yet.
Okay.
So like fucking like as long as it's not as long as the Supreme Court hasn't ruled on it, they basically set the precedent that you can't stop the president.
Gotcha.
You could stop it in your individual like jurisdictions. So like if a federal judge goes, I'm blocking this action for the people that I represent, that's fine. They can't block it for the whole country. So the same shit happens to the credit card companies. They can't be like, well, we block it nationwide. They can be like, well, we block it in this area. But who the fuck is going to do that?
Who's going to do that? Yeah.
You know how like unpopular that would be to do? Like it's wildly popular to cap credit card interest rates. And the credit card companies are going to be petty as fuck and they're going to cancel a bunch of cards. But canceling cards isn't necessarily a bad thing either, because here's the thing. If they cancel your credit card, you can't continue to rack up credit card debt. All you could do is pay it down. And even then, they're going to really shoot themselves in the fucking foot, because if you cancel low-income people's credit cards, they're just not going to pay it. They're going to be like, you canceled my credit card? Fuck you, I'm not paying it. What's the worst that happens? You don't have your credit card? Like, they're just going to be like, yeah, fuck you. It's going to be essentially debt forgiveness for poor people, because they're not going to fucking pay it.
True.
Like it'd be very stupid of them to be like, oh, because the cap on interest is going to be 10% for a year, cancel these cards.
I got a notification last week that one of the terms on my credit card is changing, where because there are purchases deemed invalid for the rewards. They don't get the points, and they added what the fuck was the term? So anything that is quote cash-like, a cash-like purchase does not qualify, or whatever the fuck that means. But they added things like if you buy something through a third-party service, aka rent. So if you try to pay rent on it, it's not going to qualify for points. Well, that sucks. Because I used to do that on my old card. I paid my my rent on it, and then they like tripled my points for the month.
Yeah, I guess it's a weird one, because if you go third party, you can put your rent on a credit card, but like I can understand that, because paying a mortgage, I can't do that. You can't pay the mortgage with a credit card. You have to pay it with cash. Yeah. And the other way like that you would go around that would be like you'd pay through Venmo, but if you use Venmo on your credit card, they consider it like a cash advance. Yeah. And they charge you a fee, and then you have a different interest rate. So like that makes sense. But yeah, they're like with that too. They're like, well, if we do this, we can't give rewards points to our top end members. And I'm like, who cares? Like I really don't give a fuck, because people are like, yeah, but you're gonna lose out on your 1% cash back. It's like, yeah, they give you 1% cash back because they're charging the other guy 30%. Fuck you. Like I'll deal with not getting 1% back if it means nobody's getting hosed.
Yeah, rewards on a credit card are a bonus, but it's not the reason anybody has a credit card.
Yeah, and I felt
still going to use it without the reward.
Apparently, like when credit cards first came into existence, they were slightly lower interest rates, and then they were capped by state and local governments, and they capped it out about 20%. Is what they said. Oh, we needed to be 20% to be profitable, quote unquote. And I'm like, I don't know what that really means. But one of the states eventually let them go uncapped. And then to compete, other states followed suit. And I'm like, fuck you guys. Like, who the fuck did that? They, like, let them go uncapped on their fucking credit card, like, interest rate. And it's like, no, can we go back to that 20% cap? What the fuck is that? But, and even 20% I think is too high. But when they're
it's going down to 10 now, so.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The credit card industry makes $600 billion a year, I think it was when I looked it up. And I'm like, so I don't really feel bad when you're like, oh, yeah, we're going to cap it. Fuck you.
Yeah, they'll be okay.
I'm going to, unless you want to look it up. Maybe it's faster if you look it up. Look up how much the credit card companies made from interest and fees last year. Like, how much does the credit card industry make from interest and fees in the U.S. last year.
Oop.
It's like something like crazy fucking big.
So, the U.S. industry estimates Consumer Financial Protection Bureau indicating consumers paid over $130 billion in interest and fees in 2022, rising to potentially $160 billion in interest alone by 2024.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, dude, that's how much they paid in interest, and that's at 30%. Because the credit card industry could say that the average is 20%, all they fucking want. But have you seen a lower than 30%, like, or 24 to 25% interest rate credit card, like, ever, besides the intro period?
Yeah,
because that's the thing. They're like, oh well, it's the average. Yeah, because you have an intro period where it's 0% financing, but that doesn't last.
Mine are between 21 and 24.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. They're saying like the average is like low. And it's like, fuck you. Like, where's all these low interest credit cards? They're like, some of our credit cards are only like 10 to 12%. And I'm like, fuck you.
It's rich people, Phil.
No, it's not even rich people, because on the card that like I have, the Sapphire one, the travel version of it, the interest rate on that is still 24%, and that card comes with a fucking now $800 annual fee.
Yeah,
the black card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Prime rate plus 12. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh, that's the prime rate right now is 7%. Prime rate is the rate at which the Fed loans out money.
Ah, okay.
So it's not 12%.
Yeah.
It's fucking closer to 20.
Even that one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we factor it in that the only reason they're crying right now, and this is the thing that fucking pisses me off, right? They're crying right now because money's being lent out at about like 6 to 7%, right? So if you cap it at 10%, that means they only make 4% off of it.
Boo-hoo.
I would feel bad if, when it was at 0% to lend out money, that they lowered the interest rates, but they did not.
No.
So we're supposed to feel bad for people that like made money hand over fist when money was free, and then didn't save it for a rainy day and go like, oh, well, now we're gonna like have less money. Fuck you. Like literally get fucked. And this is how like crazy the Trump derangement syndrome is. There's fucking people on the left literally defending the banks. And I'm like, when did we become like aligned with the bank? Who the fuck is like, what the fuck? Like, and I even disagreed with conservatives back in the day on that one. They're like, the banks, fuck the banks. Fuck them all. Like, the banks are no different than any other industry. If you have bad practices, you deserve to fail.
Yeah.
That's why I hated it during the financial collapse when they bailed out the banks. I was like, no. They put us in that position.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Let them collapse. They're like, we can't do that. Who's we? The rich people at the top? Like, what are you saying right now? Fuck them. Like, you fucked around. Time to find out. And they're about to find out with this fucking this interest cap. And let me tell you though, fucking if Trump puts this through and banks start canceling cards, people will not forget that shit.
Yeah.
At all. They'll be like, well, I don't understand. Be like, you better be careful. You better be real careful what you do to poor people's money.
I don't think they'll start canceling cards.
They already said they will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll shut up then.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Because they said they're going to start canceling it on people that are considered like subprime borrowers, and I think the cutoff for that was if your credit score was below 760, and they said that's 86% of people who have credit cards. And I'm like, so you're going to cancel 86% of your business because you're going to pout over the fact that you lost 2/3 of your fucking interest payments? Which again means they're going to go from making $160 billion a year to like what? Fucking $50 billion So sorry. 50 billion of free money, I might add, because they don't have to do jack shit to earn the interest rate.
But also, if you cancel everybody's cards, then you ain't going to be making shit. So, like,
yeah, because
the rate might be lower, but at least you'd be making money on cancel everybody's cards. The fuck you're going to have to make money on.
But the thing that kills me is the people they're making the interest money off of are the people with bad credit anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking nobody with not nobody. There are people with good credit that still have credit card debt, but for the most part, people with good credit don't have substantial credit card debt. So you're not paying interest because you're paying it off every month.
Yep.
So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are they thinking?
Yeah, that'd be real dumb to do.
Plus, they're going to lose out on their processing fees. But Trump also talked about capping that. He wants to cap that shit at 1% to help small businesses. And I was like,
what's it
fuck
currently
yeah, 3%.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's why like a lot of businesses charge you more if you pay with card because there's a fucking 3% fee. And you know the fucked up part about that is they're charging them a 3% fee and then charging you 30% interest.
Yep.
So they're double dipping. Fuck you.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, well that's why Capital One bought out Discover so that they could have a fucking a payment processor and not have to go through Visa. That's why they're merged with Discover, because now they don't have to go through Visa, because Visa processing fees was fucking them too. Because here's the even better part. Visa takes that 3%, and then I think they charge things that aren't Visa another 3%. So they're charging the seller and they're charging the fucking buyer.
Bastards.
Yeah, well it's like fucking when you use the fucking TD Bank. Like fucking debit card at a non-TD Bank ATM, and they charge you the fee at the ATM, and the TD Bank charges you the fee too. It's like, what the fuck? Fuck you. It should be illegal.
So I go a little bit out of my way to the Bank of America instead of fucking going to somewhere that's closer.
Yeah, I know, but that kind of shit should be illegal. And fucking, it's hilarious because again, I think somebody in Trump's camp just told him, "What's the biggest issue that's going to lose you the midterms? Affordability." And he's like, "Okay, bet." Yeah, because like, dude, the banks are mad right now, and I'm loving it. And people are like, "Fucking fuck Trump. We love the banks." I'm like, "What the fuck? Fuck you guys. Do you not remember anything? Like, where were the banks when you got completely fucked in 2008 during the housing market collapse, and you were upside down on your mortgage? Banks didn't give a fuck about that. They didn't give a fuck back then."
Maybe those MRIs showed him something he didn't want to see. He's like, "Yeah, I'm dying right after I get out of office. I might as well just do what I want to do. Fuck everybody who doesn't like me."
Maybe I'm almost certain that like he got told that that's the only way to win, because here's the thing. Above all else, we know this. Above all else, people vote with their wallet. So if they're fucking feeling bad in their pocket, they vote the opposite whoever's in power because they feel like they're not doing well. If they're doing well, they continue to vote the way that they voted because they're like, these guys made me money, keep giving me money. Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like, fucking, until COVID happened and we had the whole, like, fucking economic collapse, well, mini economic collapse there, and then long-term inflation because we bailed everybody out again. Still not happy about that one. Still pretty pissed about that. Fuck them, they should have collapsed too. Because of that whole thing, that also combined with mail-in voting, but mostly that led to fucking Trump losing when he was about to win in a landslide, because the economy was so good back then. Like, everybody's like, I got so much more fucking money. They were about to like vote him back in again. And then COVID happened and fucked that whole thing. But then the same thing happened with Biden. Super fucking hyperinflation caused by the COVID era policies. I'm not going to act like people are like, no, Trump didn't do that. Yeah, he did. We printed $4 trillion. Like, what the fuck are we saying? That's what led to hyperinflation. We printed $4 trillion that didn't go to help Americans, and it bailed out the corporations, and they just pocketed it. And they paid each other, like, just like in 2008, paid themselves fucking record bonuses. It's like, yeah, fuck you guys.
That should be illegal.
The fact that we did it in the first place to bail them out, like, fuck them, fuck off. But yeah, so because none of that money really went into the population and started circulating around, that's why inflation went up, because we made all this fucking money, but we didn't put it in the economy. So that led to that, and then because inflation was high, and then because Biden lost his mind too, as we saw in the debate. Those of us in the know knew for a while, but the debate solidified that, and then they put Kamala in, which her being unlikable combined with the fact that everybody was struggling to pay their bills and shit. They're like, "Fuck this, we're voting for the other guy." That's what drives American elections more than anything, the economy. It's the number one thing that people care about. People care about all these ideological things, all they fucking want. And there are some hardcore people that don't give a fuck, and they'll be like, I'm going to vote off this one principled issue. But the majority of people are voting because of the way their wallet feels. And if they feel it's doing good, they'll vote the same way. If they feel it's doing bad, they're going to vote the opposite person in.
Yeah, I just did my taxes, and the overtime deduction was nice.
Oh, okay. Because you didn't sell or buy anything. Well, you didn't sell anything on the stock market or whatnot this year. Yeah, I gotta wait for Robinhood to give me my statement on the 17th.
Yeah. I didn't sell any stocks or crypto or anything. I bought some, but nothing sold. So
I got out of the shit coins when the fucking dip started to hit. So like between like the shit coins and a little bit of Bitcoin I sold at the same time. I forget what the fuck I was using that money for. I used it for something, but I think I came out at like a $50 loss, so it's not gonna hurt me.
uh-huh.
But like I gotta wait for it to fucking put that shit in there, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yep. Yeah. So I did the overtime bit. And when that was first going around that they were going to be doing that, they said, hey, it's on overtime, and then it came out that no, it's only going to be on the premium of your overtime. So if it's time and a half, then it's the half of the time and a half, not the whole thing.
Did you get fucked on New Jersey taxes for that?
No, well, I did get fucked on New Jersey taxes, but no, I mean, so I did get the deduction from the overtime. But so when I did it, I initially started with TurboTax doing it myself, going through it like I usually do. And when it had me do the overtime bit in there, the calculation it gave me, the wording description said, so for instance, if you make $20 an hour, your time and a half is $30. So if you work 10 hours of overtime, that's $300. Submit $300 in the thing. And I'm like, could have swore it was only supposed to be the half of the time and a half, not the whole thing. But sure, if that's what you say, okay. So that's what I did, and it came out to a lot. And then when I finally finished my Jersey taxes, I owed almost $4,000 in fucking Jersey tax. Absolutely insane. And so I thought maybe I did something wrong. And then there was also a bit that said something about like past due or like interest owed on expected something. I'm like, I didn't understand what it was. And there was usually TurboTax has like question marks you can click on that explain it. There was none of that. So like, okay. So I paid the extra like $20 to get the like actual tax person.
To help with that.
Yeah, to go through it with me. And she was like, once I switched to that side, I couldn't go back to see what I was looking at before, and I wish I had screenshotted it. Because I tried to describe it to her, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and it's not showing up on my shit at all for that. So she goes, I don't think I have to worry about that part. I was like, okay. So then it turned out I did pretty much everything right except for the overtime. She said it is just the premium. So I ended up with my federal return being a little bit less. But
yeah, you want to know that you got fucked on the Jersey taxes though? Because Jersey is one of the states, well, one of the many blue states that decided, oh, the federal government isn't taxing tips or overtime, we're going to triple tax it. Yeah. That's why your NJ like return was so fucking much, because New Jersey and a bunch of other blue states were like, oh, well, no, we're still going to take that money. Isn't that fucked?
So I didn't get taxed on the overtime for federal, but I got taxed extra in Jersey?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Neato.
Yeah. They like confirm it, but like they were talking about like they were going to tax the tips and overtime more because the federal government wasn't.
Federal or no tax on overtime deduction effective does not apply to New Jersey state income tax.
Yep.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, your federal tax is less? Get fucked.
Yeah. So you can still pay for the... Or you can still claim for federal, but not state. Okay.
And like the overtime tax is more.
It doesn't say it's more.
No. Just by default anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they tax you more on the overtime.
Mm-hmm. But also, my company just was not taking out enough for my taxes. Like it was clear that.
What did you deduct?
Huh?
Did you claim, like put zero?
Yeah, I always claim zero. Oh. Yeah. But like I said, it was like almost $4,000 that I owed for state. Like, how is it that far off? It was fucking crazy.
That's because you have a lot of overtime.
But I went through and like I was gonna change like the type, not the number on there, but in the W-4 it says select whatever letter for whatever. And
where you could take out more.
Yeah, all that shit was confusing, and all the ones that had a higher takeout value had a lower percentage. The one that was already selected for me had the highest percentage option. So I'm like, I don't know if I switch this, if it's going to get better or worse. So I just left it the way it was, and I said take out an extra whatever a week so that I don't have to worry about this next year.
Yeah. You got to do what. Remember Bill from our old job?
I remember him. I don't know what he did.
Bill and boards. He did the same thing. He had them take out more throughout the year because with the money him and his wife made, and then they didn't have kids. Like he owed so much at the end of the year that they'd just rather like have it like taken out through.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it significantly less on a weekly basis.
Than having to write a check at the end of the year. You're like,
especially because I was expecting to get money back because I got money back last year, but it didn't occur to me that in 2024, my 2025 file taxes were from 2024. In 2024, I only worked like 6 months out of the year, and only half of those were in Jersey. So, like, no shit, I owed less of my Jersey taxes. I got a couple $100 last year after everything. And, I owed some on the Jersey state, but my federal was enough to cover it and then some. So this year was not.
Well, the other problem is it's reciprocal between New Jersey and PA, and the PA like state income tax is different, so they're always going to take out less. That's probably why, like, too.
Maybe, yeah.
Because
so apparently it looks like the filing for the PA in Jersey, like what you use, is slightly different. So I went onto our online portal to do it, and the state to change your withdrawals from defaults to PA. And the option that it was going to select wasn't the same paperwork that it showed me when I changed it to New Jersey. So,
what do you mean, for your work?
Yeah. Yeah, the paperwork it wanted me to submit to change the withdrawal for New Jersey was different from the PA one.
Okay, so you are paying New Jersey taxes?
Yeah, I'm paying New Jersey taxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it gets weird because if you work at PA, New Jersey accepts that as paying New Jersey tax. But because they're different rates, if you don't like change it to the New Jersey withdrawal rate, you will like owe substantially.
Yeah. No, it's done by default. I think they have to like submit it differently. Yeah. They submit all my stuff as New Jersey. It's weird because I still have to file the PA one, but it's zero.
Yeah, you just tell them like, yeah, I don't live there.
Yeah. So I still have to pay the filing fee to do it.
And that's only because it's reciprocal between New Jersey and PA. If it wasn't, you'd owe taxes in both.
In both, yeah.
Which is fucking crazy. Yeah, gotta love it, dude. They just love taking money out of your fucking pocket. That's why, like, when people are like, tax cuts only help the rich, and I'm like, well, they help them too, but I don't really give a fuck because it's helping me.
And then it's in Philly, so I've also got the Philly wage tax.
Which is complete bullshit. Yeah, did you owe Philly? Did you have to pay Philly? Or did they give you the money back? How does that work?
I don't know. I don't have to file for it, as far as I'm aware.
And then the fucking...
I didn't include it in any of the tax stuff, and nor did anybody say anything to me, including the tax person, so I don't know.
And then the best bit that people don't realize either, because they're like, why can't my company give me a fucking raise? Your company can't give you a fucking raise because on the back end, they're paying a payroll tax that is equal to the tax that you pay, by the way. So, by default, on the back end, your company is paying as much taxes as you pay.
Yeah, so for residents, Philly wage tax is 3.75%. Non-residents is 3.44%. So maybe that's why because it's just an automatic 3.44% out. There's no math to the taxes like the other shit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, because you work at Philadelphia, we're gonna charge you more. It's like, why though?
Uh-huh.
Like, that doesn't make any sense because Philadelphia proper is charging you fucking property taxes for being there. So, like, why are they charging you extra wage taxes to work in the fucking city?
Because they can.
To live in the city, I kind of understand to a degree. But to work in the city?
You also have to pay the Philly wage tax if you live in Philadelphia and work outside of Philadelphia.
Yes. Yeah. Which is insane, dude.
Uh-huh.
The founding fathers are rolling over in their grave, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? What, like, how much tax do you guys pay? What do you mean up to almost 40% of your wages?
What was the tax on tea when we started?
2%.
1773.
Yeah, that works. Oh, okay, that's a pretty substantial.
20 to 25% of wholesale cost.
If that's what it was, but I thought like maybe is that like adjusted? Hey, but even so, so they started a revolution for a 20% tax. We're paying like 40%. So we're double revolution tax costs, dude. And again, all of it is because people don't like pay attention to history at all. So you can't get angry over something that you don't realize wasn't a thing. People are like, "No, you always paid income tax." No, the fuck you didn't. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
Hey, just take it for granted that's always existed.
Yeah, no. Before the IRS was a thing, all you had was state sales tax. And the thing that'll really blow people's fucking mind too is property tax wasn't always a thing either.
Really?
Yes. You know why they invented property tax?
Why?
To seize land from farmers.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because in the more industrial areas like us in the Northeast, they needed the land so that they could fucking grow towns and cities and whatnot. And farmers that owned a bunch of land, they couldn't fucking take it from them because they would just hand it down from person to person to person.
We are farmers.
Yeah.
Bum.
Shut the fuck up. So what they ended up doing, and then they doubled down on this later with the inheritance tax, which they have that in the show Yellowstone. But they fucking what they did was they put a property tax on your land. So now, where you owned 50 acres of farmland and there was no issue, you just owned the land. Now you own 50 acres of farmland that every fucking quarter you got to pay 50 grand on. And they're like, well, I can't continue to sell 50 grand. Well, just sell a parcel of your land to us. And then another parcel and another parcel. And suddenly you're left with the farmhouse in 1 acre because you can't afford anything else.
What is a parcel?
It's just a bundling of the land. I think a parcel is like usually like 1 acre.
Is it? Yeah, is it an actual measurement?
I think so.
What is a parcel of land? Specific, legally defined piece of property, separated by official boundaries from other land, used as basic unit for ownership, taxation, zoning, and development. So it's not
It's just defined, however it's like broken up, I guess.
Yeah, it is a single piece of land.
Yeah, okay. So you're not selling the center of your land. Yeah. You're selling the outside edges, but basically you like bundle it up. You're like, here, I'll sell you 5 acres. And then your tax burden goes down. But then they raise the property tax the next year, and you're like, fuck, here's another 5 acres, and so on and so forth. And then on top of that, they give the inheritance tax.
So you got no farm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. That's why there's a push right now, and fucking, because people are like, the blue states are so much better. The blue states are trying to fuck you in the ass with taxes. Pardon my French. But but there's a push, and I think 17 red states right now, maybe more, they're abolishing property tax. It's gone. They're getting rid of it. because they're like, no longer will you permanently lease your land from the government, because that's essentially what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you pay property tax, you never own your property. You're just leasing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be fine with like I'd even be fine with something where like maybe when you're paying a mortgage is when you pay property tax, and then as soon as you completely own the land, you no longer pay that property tax.
Yeah.
Or something like
or make it a very small value.
Or some kind of fee where, like, you know, if you owned it and then you passed it on, like some fee for that, but like to double dip it of a property tax and inheritance tax, like fuck off, like fuck all the way off. And that's why like the whole intergenerational wealth doesn't exist above or below the top in the country.
People get around the inheritance tax by just they like put houses in trusts or whatever, right? And then
the trust owns it.
Yeah.
But still, like even then, like to go through that whole rigmarole is bullshit. Like if your parents own a house and they die and they leave it to you, you shouldn't have to pay an extra fucking tax on it, especially when you're already paying property tax. It's just like, that's your house now.
Absolutely, that's how it should be.
Yeah, so fuck them. Property taxes. Fucking bullshit. Yeah, the founding fathers would be in a revolt again. They'd be like, how much are you charging us? The fuck? And wait, how much are you taxing all the other goods? What?
Yeah, half the country would be on fire. Well, half the country is almost on fire.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, if you tax my money and then if I give it to somebody else as a gift, then you tax that too?
Yeah.
What? but you already taxed it. Yeah, and now we're going to tax it again. What do you mean? And wait, the banks are allowed to lend out money that they don't have? Who approved that? That's the biggest fucked up part. Fucking fractional reserve banking, if you really want to go down the rabbit hole on that one. Because at least before COVID, you had to have, I think it was 10%. After COVID, I don't think you need any of it. I think the fractional reserve banking is now you need to have 0% of the cash on hand.
That's disgusting.
Because they couldn't get it out fast enough during COVID.
Reserve requirements. Oh, since 2020, 0%.
Yeah. Yeah. So money's not real. Money's not real.
That's disgusting.
They're lending out ledgers, right? Right? So the fucking Federal Reserve doesn't even have to print them currency before they can loan it out. They just say, hey, can you add $1 million to my ledger? Sure, no problem. And then they lend that million out because the before that was supposed to be the 10%. So they lend that million out as 10 million.
That's insane.
But now there's zero. So they're lending out $0 as 10 million and then charging you interest.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And nobody has any idea. Yeah. Do you see why I'm such a crazy person? Because I read this shit.
That should not be allowed.
Yeah, I read this shit and I go, what do you mean they have to have zero money to lend it out? How are they lending out money?
Yeah. And complaining about not making money on it. You're making money for free. You do nothing. You're literally doing nothing.
Dude, this is like the meme of like fucking like if people knew like the half the shit that I've been like diving into, it would either end in violent revolution or them offing themselves. There's like this. They're like they see the truth of everything and they're like they're. What the fuck was the?
Do I have a shotgun sound on my soundboard?
No, it's like fucking Rick and Morty with the mind blowers episode. Remember, like he like shows it the thing. It's like no. He just like erases his memory, so he doesn't want to like just like off himself.
What was the thing with the cat?
Oh yeah. Sees what the cat did. He just fucking Jerry's like, oh.
Wait, Jerry, how can you even talk? Because you're not an alien. He checks it. Rick throws up. Let me see. No, you don't want to see.
You don't want to see it, Jerry. She's like, ah. It's like, no, Jerry, no. I'm just a lovely little cat. But yeah, this is the shit where like people are like, why are you such a miserable fuck all the time? I'm like, because I'm aware that things like this exist.
Yeah, I had 0%. That's insane.
Since COVID, right? Why is inflation so bad? The banks are lending out money that they don't have. They're like, no, they gotta have money, right? Like, no, because here's the thing: fractional reserve banking is there to protect if there was a run on the banks.
Yeah.
So like, the reason why you need at least 10%. So if you lend out that fucking money and somebody says, "Hey, I want my $1 million back," you can go to the bank and get the $1 million bucks. Right now, you can go to the bank and be like, "Hey, I want my $1 million bucks back," and they'll open up the vault and you can watch the fucking moths fly out because there's nothing there. There's zero cash.
Yeah, that's broken. That's not cool. Somebody fix that. Get on it, Phil. Fix that.
Yeah, well, here's a fun one to look up. Look up how much physical money was printed in 2025.
Is it a big number or a small number?
It's going to be smaller than you think it is. You got to look physical.
I mean, it says notes. Are notes not physical?
I guess, yeah.
4.1 to 5.9 billion notes.
Yeah. Now look up how much the U.S. spent in 2025.
Government or people?
Doesn't matter.
Government, 7 trillion.
Like, literally doesn't matter. Does it have, like, for people?
Consumer. That's per person. I don't want per person. I want.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. 7 trillion, right? now look up how much physical cash is in circulation in the U.S.
U.S. has $2.4 trillion in physical currency.
And we spent fucking over 7 trillion. The math ain't mathing. The fucking people don't even realize that the money that they're spending isn't real. It doesn't exist.
I knew that to a point. I didn't realize how bad
bad it really is. Yeah. And we just spent 7 trillion and our debt is fucking up to fucking 30 trillion. So there's 2 trillion cash on hand, 30 trillion debt. So they made up 28 trillion. It's just made up. It's fucking imaginary. It doesn't exist at all. And people are like, that's not how money works. That is 100% how money works. Basically, somebody fucking was playing Monopoly and wrote on pieces of paper, here's $20.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. And if people read the fucking the instructions on Monopoly, if the bank ever runs out of money, it says the bank never runs out of money. If the bank runs out of money, take paper and write promissory notes on paper until the bank is solvent again.
That's what it says in.
Yeah, that's the instructions for Monopoly on how to handle the bank. Look it up, dude.
When Monopoly Bank runs out of physical money, which it won't have managed properly, but can happen in long games, the bankers should improvise using paper coins or tokens to represent bills, as the bank's cash supply is considered unlimited.
Yeah.
And players can simply keep track of IOUs or use makeshift money until more is printed or available.
Yeah, the bank never runs out of money. Monopoly literally tells you how the banking system fucking works.
I want to see an actual picture of it. Where's the
Yeah, you can find the section for the banker, but like the fucking dude, like it hurts my brain. Like knowing all this shit just hurts my brain.
That's very funny. Trying to figure out, because I don't want to actually read this whole thing right now. I didn't realize there was going to be like 6 pages of rules.
Nobody realized there's so much rules to fucking Monopoly.
Besides the bank's money, the bank holds the deed cards. Bank collects taxes. The bank never, unquote, goes broke, unquote. If the bank runs out of money, the banker may issue as much more as needed by writing on any ordinary paper.
See?
Yeah.
And that's what we've done now. What we've just searched, because there's 2.4 trillion. The bank has 2.4 trillion dollars, but because it doesn't run out of money, it just wrote on paper, "Hey, here's another 28 trillion." like it's fucking insane.
Oh well.
Just like I laugh so much, right? Because here's the thing. Europeans have been talking shit, to bring it back to Greenland. Europeans have been talking shit on Reddit recently. It's like, oh, well, if Europe wanted to, Europe would just take out the U.S. by liquidating all its debt. Liquidating it to who? Who are you liquidating it to? They're like, Europe holds all this fucking debt in bonds of the U.S. It's like, okay. And they're like, but we would just liquidate it. To who, bitch? Who are you going to sell it to? like that's the thing. They're like, we would just tank the economy by dumping it. Who are you dumping it to? I don't think they understand how that fucking system works. They hold U.S. debt and we hold European debt, and none of it means anything. If Europeans could sell all their bonds tomorrow, we'd just be like, meh, meh. Who you sell? You're not going to sell it back to us. We're not going to buy it. Because that's the thing. You got to sell it. They're going to be like, U.S., we want to sell you all your debt back. And we're like, we're not taking it. No, you got to take it.
No,
we're not going to take it. And they're like, but what do we do with it? Sounds like your fucking problem because you bought it. So you're out the money. We're not out the money. You're out the money. That's how that fucking works. Fucking dummies. They're like, yeah, we're going to offload this debt. Really? I don't think you are. They're like, no, we're going to. Oh, okay. Well, what happens when you go to sell a stock and nobody's buying? Well, no, they have to buy the stock. That's not how that works. That's not how that works at all. People think that's how that works because the stock market has a lot of volume to it. But if you look, there are stocks with low fucking daily volume where if you have 500 shares and you go to sell it, that could take weeks because fucking nobody's buying it. It's like, that's how it works with fucking debt, too. You got to think as debt as basically stock certificates. So they're like, we're going to sell off all these U.S. Treasury bonds. Well, nobody's buying it. Who the fuck you selling it to? Fucking dummies. This is the thing that I've been loving, watching this shit on Reddit. So many people flapping their gums on both sides that have fucking zero clue about how the world works at all. And Europe's like, do you think the U.S. could body all of us, 30 countries versus the U.S.? I'm like, yeah, you guys are retarded. Like, one, you got to coordinate 30 countries together. Good fucking luck. But two, yeah, we definitely could. You're basically saying, what if we put the 50 countries of the U.S. versus the 30 countries of the fucking EU? You'd lose all the time. And they're also like, well, if the U.S. does this, there's 500,000 American troops stationed overseas, and they're going to be in trouble. I'm like,
no.
You're going to be in trouble? I'm like,
yeah, there's troops already over. We don't have to send them. They're already there.
So you mean to tell me that we have a force 500,000 strong in fortified positions in your countries already?
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
You won't find out there's a problem and then make it our troops' problem. The troops over there will be the problem.
Yeah, because they're like, we're gonna if you go to take Greenland, we're gonna declare war on you. I'm like, yeah, that works out great, but the problem is we make the first move. So fucking all that's going to happen is we're going to fucking message our troops in those bases in Europe and be like, yo, it's go time. You won't know.
Strap up.
Yeah. You won't know, but there will be signs. If you're over in Europe and you see a bunch of Americans start bolting it back to their base, you better bunker the fuck down.
If you're near a base somewhere and all of a sudden you hear of the fucking silo opening.
Not even the silo, just like fucking like, dude, like people get called into fucking, like it happens in towns here in the U.S. all the time too. If you're around like military bases and fucking you're hanging out in a mall, you see a bunch of fucking guys and they're fucking like from 18 to 24 just sprinting through the mall, shit's going down.
Yeah, or like when in D.C. when
all the pizza starts going up. Yeah. But I just laugh at the gall of Europe thinking that they could fucking do anything if we really fucking fucked around over there. I'm like, they don't understand. We are keeping the peace between you shitheads because you all hate each other. It's like the U.S. is like, it's funny because we're technically the younger brother, but not really. The U.S. is like the older brother keeping peace among the younger siblings. And if they weren't there, they would beat the shit out of each other on a constant basis. And they're like, that's not true. And it's like, case in point, Russia. And everybody's like, oh, but like we showed they're not the big bad. It's like, yeah, because we're defending Ukraine. Like, what are you talking about? They're like, no, that's not how that works. Oh, okay. If we go into Greenland and then NATO falls apart and then the EU goes to war with us, the next day Ukraine falls because we will pull all of our shit out. And they're like, that's not true. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah. And then the day after.
And they all know it, too, because, like, the moment that we started to back off on that, everyone's like, hey, what are you doing, U.S.? They need help. Yeah, like, you fucking help them then. You're next door. Like,
yeah, you figure it the fuck out. And then a couple weeks after that, Russia will just nuke half of the fucking EU. And we'll just go, meh. It's over there. We don't care. The wind doesn't even blow that way. We'll be fine. China might have to worry about the fallout from that. We're not going to worry about it. And it fucking like, yeah. So to watch that shit on Reddit where they're like, no, the U.S. is going to fuck around and find out. I'm like, bitch, all of our forces are bigger than all of yours combined. I don't think they understand that we have more aircraft carriers than all of the other nations combined. All of them. Not just the EU, all of them. And they're like, well, what does that mean? I'm like, one aircraft carrier can take out a nation on its own. We have 11. You bitches, all of you combined, I think the world combined is 8 besides us. And we're working on super carriers. We're working on aircraft carriers the next level above. Like, people are like, no, fucking it'll never happen. The same thing, they're like, we need the EU economy. No, bitch, half of our states have economies bigger than most of the countries over there. Like, fucking, what is it? The state of California alone is the 3rd largest economy in the world, I think. And they're like, no, you guys need us. I'm like,
We'll feel a twinge missing 3rd world countries who are making all of our shit economy, but like, we're not going to miss
nobody
Europe
gives
at
a
all.
Fuck, dude. What are we gonna miss? Some cheeses? We'll figure it out. We can make cheese. We got cheese. We got cheese caves.
I saw something. I forget what the product was, but hey, Guinness Book of World Records made whatever, like lasagna, whatever the fuck it was, with 30,000 different cheeses. And I'm like, there are 30,000 different types of cheese? Well, it said types of cheeses. I was like, there are that many different types of cheese? I'm like, at that point, they're splitting hairs.
Probably, yeah.
There's not that many different types of cheese.
Yeah.
There's maybe different brands of cheese, but not different types of cheese. Fuck off.
Or maybe it's like the same cheese, but made from a different region of the world, you know?
It's not a different, it's the same type of cheese. Fuck you.
But yeah, when they're like, oh, what are you gonna do? I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, you like,
yeah, we're not gonna fuck around and find out. If we fuck around Everyone else will find out.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, we would love to win a third world war, dude. The fucking back-to-back champs. Let's get the fucking hat trick, dude. The hat trick title.
The decision to drop the hammer might not be popular amongst the rest of the world, but it's not going to change the result.
Oh, dude. And then I saw that really fucking. These guys are such cucks. I saw that like really bullshit thing of like they're like, why is the U.S. hosting the World Cup with the way that they are? And they're like, Hitler hosted the Olympics, and I'm like, oh my god, fuck off! Like literally, fuck the fuck off. When they're like, oh yeah, I was like, dude, we're not genociding people. We're not even doing anything crazy for what the top empire in the world would do. Like, you motherfuckers need to chill the fuck out, or we're just not gonna fucking care. I'm already past the point of caring.
We're getting there already.
And you know why I don't care? Because I've been to Europe, and Europe is a shithole. They are a fucking shithole. And again, we might blow up big one day, and I will still stick my guns on this. The whole of Europe is a shithole, and I never want to go back. I like going to Canada. Mexico was okay. Dude, I think Mexico is better than fucking Europe. And people will be like, what? I'm like, dude, at least they understand modernization. They're trying. Fucking Europe's just like, you know what? Let's stay in our glory days.
I saw something where a guy was talking about Dragon Ball Z in Mexico. He says Dragon Ball Z is huge. There's more diehard DBZ fans in Mexico than there are in like Japan, apparently. It's massive.
That kind of makes sense.
To the point where when a new DBZ episode drops from DBZ Super, the fucking cartel shit goes down by like 90%. Cartel activity drops 90%.
That's hilarious. So like, we need to go watch this shit right now. That's actually pretty funny.
And if you ever go down there, wear a DBZ T-shirt because you're less likely to get robbed.
Oh, yeah. But like again, I'd rather go to like every country in South America because at least they're trying. Like you could tell like when you go to these other countries in South America, they want to be like how we are. They just can't do it yet. They're aiming for it. You go to Europe, they're like, we want to regress back to fucking the fiefdoms. We want to go back to castle times. And they're like, but why though? And they're like, because we were great then. Well, you ain't great now, so fuck off. Like,
because they were the strong ones then.
Yeah, it's just it blows.
It's nostalgia.
It blows my mind. Like, dude, when I went down to Brazil in high school, like in the cities, it's very much like the U.S. In the countryside, where they're in the favelas, like it's not that great. But the country is trying to move towards what we had. Like, we went to malls there. Like, malls are great. I went to a fucking mall in Europe. It was tiny as shit, and half the stores were American stores anyway. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And like, fucking, like, dude, I laughed because Italy already knows what side to be on. Because, like, Europe's fighting over this shit right now, and Italy is historically good at picking the winner's side. That's why they switched sides during World War II. But the Italian prime minister is like, what are we going to do? Go to war with McDonald's? Like, what are you saying right now? and like the Italian prime minister was basically like, we're going to fight the US over Greenland? What are we, stupid? Like, she was basically like, it's an island of 50,000 people. What the fuck do we care? She's like, geopolitics are complicated, and it's like, and every nation follows its own interest. And she's like, Italy's got zero fucking beef with the U.S. It has zero fucking interest in Greenland, so we don't fucking care. Like,
they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and eventually, I think that's what's gonna happen at the end of this. Denmark's gonna throw a hissy fit in the corner, which is fine. I understand. Be upset, but the rest of NATO is gonna be like, bro, it ain't worth it. Like, we're not starting this fight. The U.S. is NATO.
I don't know whether or not there's going to be a war, but
no, they have to keep it together, because here's the thing: if NATO falls apart, all of Europe is vulnerable to attack by Russia and China, and Europe's like, well, if NATO falls, we'll just put our interest more in China. And I'm like, you guys are dumb. China's not a consumer economy. They're a producer economy. China doesn't have the market to support what you need from us. And they're like, oh no, we're just going to switch to buying from China. China almost collapsed earlier last year because of that fucking tariff that we put, because they're not a consumer economy. They're a producer economy. And that's fine. You need producers and consumers, but consumers drive the market, not the producers. And they're like, we're going to do business over there. I'm like,
good luck.
I'm like, you could try, but China's probably just going to fucking take your fucking whole country, continent over. Uh-huh. They're going to be like, yeah.
Oh, they're not being protected by
yeah,
US anymore?
The U.S. doesn't have your back anymore? Yeah, get fucked.
It's going to look like the, what are the like snake games or the circle ones where like you just like pointed around the screen eating the smaller circles till your circle gets bigger?
Dude, it's like if your quarterback lost its entire fucking defensive line. like they don't understand. We're the fucking linebackers up there protecting you as the U.S. When you remove us, get sacked, motherfuckers. And for those of you in Europe that don't understand that reference, it's like your fucking goal doesn't have a goalie. We're the goalie for your goal, if that fucking makes sense to you dumb fucks over there.
No, they still have a goalie, but they don't have any halfbacks, fullbacks, or...
Yeah, it'd be like your whole side of the field disappeared. But I don't know. I don't know how this is going to shake out. Well, no, I do know how this is going to shake out. We're going to get Greenland. The aftermath of that, who knows? But we're getting Greenland. You know how I know we're getting Greenland? Because fucking the Senate then tried to, like, after the whole Venezuela thing, they tried to shut down the fucking Trump's, like, war powers that he has. Because, spoiler alert, folks, if you weren't paying attention to the fractional reserve banking, you definitely weren't paying attention to the fact that I think since 2001 with Bush, the fucking goddamn president of the United States has had war powers since then. The Senate hasn't taken it away. They're just like, you do it. Have fun. You have the powers now. So they voted to fucking take it away. And it was 50-50 and J.D. Vance was the tie-breaking vote. It was like, yeah, no, we're keeping it. So the Senate had the opportunity to take it away. They didn't. And now, so Trump's got the fucking full authority to just go into Greenland and be like, yeah, it's ours now.
Fun.
It's going to happen. Like, I don't know when it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen. And the fallout is going to be either the EU throws a hissy fit, we lose them entirely, but I don't fucking care because they're going to implode over there. And the best part is, if we pull out of NATO because of this bullshit, the EU can be like, we're going to fight you all they want. They're not going to. And then Russia's going to invade them. And then we're going to have World War III over there, and I'm going to laugh my ass off. So they're going to be like, I don't understand. Why are we getting bombed? You stupid? Because that's the thing, too. Like, Russia isn't the powerhouse that it used to be, that's for sure. But again, at least Russia, in accordance with us, in accordance with China, is at least trying to modernize their fucking country. These EU countries give zero shits about that. And they'll be like, I don't understand. Our stone houses are disappearing so quickly. It's like, yeah, because you ain't got no air defense, bitch. You ain't got no army. You know what I'd do if I didn't have no army? I'd shut the fuck up. That's what I'd do. Like fucking we'll end it soon, but Google that one. How many troops does the EU have combined? I'm very curious.
I can't type today. Member states command around 1.3 to 2 million total soldiers.
Yeah. Now look up how large is the U.S. standing army. Yeah, it's...
U.S. military has 2 million.
And they're active. All right?
1.3 to 2 million. 2.1 million. including about 1.3 million active duty troops. Plus 760,000 National Guard and Reserve members.
Bro, they're cooked. They're cooked. Because the difference is, yes, we have different states coming together to make our army, but we at least all speak the same fucking language. Those motherfuckers have to coordinate 30 different countries speaking different languages, having different interests to try to combat us. Good fucking luck. It's just like
they
there's
have
no
to navigate
way.
the people like Italy who are like, yeah, we're out of this, or people who might even say, you know what, we're gonna go over.
Yeah, we're gonna side with the U.S. Like we're good. But and the thing is too, and we'll find out how fucking nice we have or haven't been with our allies. The thing is, a large percentage of the EU military hardware and technology was given to them by us, including the F-35s, because it has our like we want the F-35s everywhere so that we can get this like fucking radar network together. Now here's the thing. I would do it, so I have a fairly high confidence that people in the military are doing this. If I'm giving weapons and technology to my quote-unquote allies that could be my enemies in the week, who fucking knows, I would put exploits in that technology that I could shut down remotely at any fucking time. And a lot of these countries are defended by our air defense systems. You think that we can't send a fucking remote kill command to that shit to be like, yeah, it's off now?
Or at the very least, we know what the weak point is.
Like, they're like, no, we're going to beat the U.S. with their own technology. Are you? I don't think you are. I don't think that's how that's going to work. I don't think it's going to go the way you think it's going to go.
We'll find out, won't we?
We're going to find out this year. There's no hopefully. Listen, it's either Denmark accepts the fucking offer that we're giving them, which right now it kind of seems that way because Denmark, like after the meeting, was like, we had some discussions, we have a little bit of disagreements, blah, 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 blah. Bro, we're going to buy it. 100% we're going to buy it. I think the last offer that fucking Trump was doing was, I think, $600 billion to Denmark, and then $100K to every citizen in Greenland, which is a pretty good fucking deal.
$100K to every citizen, like to the people.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can I preemptively move to Greenland?
Yeah, I know. When people are like, "But Greenland's not on board," I was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't be on board either until like, if Trump wanted to do something crazy with our town, I wouldn't be on board either. Right until he's like, yeah, but we'll give you each $100K. I'm like, fuck it, whatever you want to do. You want to put a base here? Have fun. I don't care. Fuck it. 100K cash? Are you giving that to me in cash?
Donzos.
Yeah. All right. Bet.
Yep.
So I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. We're gonna give Greenland, or we're gonna give Denmark the most money that any country ever has for a land purchase, but we're gonna get fucking Greenland. And it's $1.2 trillion in minerals, which is almost as much as our cash supply.
Well, folks, thanks for listening.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a long one, but if you like what you heard and you hate the EU, like, subscribe, follow, leave a comment saying how great America is, and
we'll catch you next time.
Share the show. Wait.
What?
Share the show with everyone you know. You can find us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and the Tiki-Takis.
Oh, geez, I already stopped it. No, I didn't.
Fuck you. All right, see you, folks.
Adios.